Good afternoon, folks. It's JT here from Scenic Driveways. Hey, today I want to talk a little bit about campgrounds. Well, just about every campground I know is privately owned. And a lot of people either don't realize this or they just don't care. I don't know which one it is. But even though that you pay to stay in that campground, it's still private property. So if the campgrounds have rules like all dogs must be on a leash, or you must clean up after your dog, or they have quiet hours from 10 to 8 in the morning. If that campground has rules, it's like your parents telling you when you were a kid, as long as you live under my roof, you'll abide by my rules, or get out. And that's just what the campground can do. If you're not following their rules, they can tell you at any time, hey, get out. We don't care that you paid to stay here. And they're in the right for doing that. There are so many people that go to a campground and think the rules were just written for somebody else. And then when they get told about it, they go on Google or whatever you want have it, and they write a bad review about the campground. They're the ones that broke the rules, but they badmouth the campground. Can you imagine if you could go on Google, or maybe imagine this. Imagine if the campground could go on Google and post reviews about their guest. How would some of them rate? I mean, I've heard of people throwing diapers in the fireplaces. They throw their cigarette butts all over the ground. Throw trash everywhere. Don't pick up the dog's poop. I mean, I think this summer I've pretty much seen it all, because there were some pretty rude campers this summer. But yet they go after the campground instead of taking responsibility for their own actions. So what I'm trying to say here is, when you pull into a campground, you go in, you sign in, and you're signing that you're going to obey the campground's rules when you do that. If you don't like their rules, don't stay there. Just go somewhere else, that's all. But while you're there, you got to abide by their rules. There's nobody better than anybody else. Your dog might be the nicest dog in the world, but there's still a rule in the campground that it must be leashed at all times, and that you have to pick up after it. So, anyway, I just wanted to point that out, that, campgrounds are nice, but you got to have some etiquette when you go there. A lot of times you camp right on top of one another. You got to be courteous of your neighbor too. You can't keep them up all night just because you want to be loud and obnoxious. So, take it for what it is. But when you're in a campground, just try to be considerate of other people. Yeah, you paid to stay there, but so didn't they. And you're still on private property. Well, thanks for listening, folks. I hope you all have a great new year. And God bless you all. Take care.